Good morning! It is 9 a.m. bright and early. The sun is shining. We can see it. I'm kind of in a different spot today, which is cool. I am in such a bad reading slump. I actually have the book right next to me. It is One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake, and it took me so long to read this book. And you know how like when you're in a reading slump, after you read something, it can either be one of two ways. Like the book was so good and you feel like you'll never find anything like it, so you just can't get yourself to read another book because you're just like stuck on the last one. Or the book was just so brutally hard to get through that you just never want to pick up a book again. I'm the second one right now. Not that the book was horrible, but like I really struggled through it. I struggled so hard and I couldn't get into it. It felt really long. I mean, it is like 400 pages, so it is a long book, but I just didn't like it. Sorry, I love Olivia Blake and I love like the Alice 6 and everything and Alone with You in the Ether. This book was just not for me. And now I'm stuck in like this. I can't read another book because I'm just like so mentally drained from the last book I read. Which I know I should just DNF it and I should have just stopped reading it. But unfortunately, my little brain cannot stop once I've finished. I have to like complete it or I just feel like unsatisfied. At least for the most part. Unless it's like a book where I just like start reading it and then it just gets like lost in translation and I just never pick it up again. For some reason that doesn't bother me, but like picking up a book and knowing I don't want to finish it, like it pains me to finish it. So that is the whole concept of this vlog, now that I've rambled forever. I just want to feel, I was watching a video the other day of someone reading ACOTAR and I was like, I want to feel that again. So my goal for this vlog is to get out of my reading slump and read books that I think will make me feel like ACOTAR, which aren't ACOTAR because I've already reread it like 3 times and I'm just not ready to reread it again. So I'm on the hunt for books that give me ACOTAR vibes. And I know there's a couple that were super popular and one of them, let me grab it, is A Sorcery of Thorns. So that is number 1 on my list. I'm gonna read this and I just hope it makes me feel like ACOTAR does. Which is a big ask, and I know that that probably won't happen because it's such like a niche feeling. But I am reading this, so I'm gonna read this one and we're gonna see how it goes. And then if this one fails to satisfy me, I'm going to go to These Hollow Vows. And if that doesn't satisfy me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to Google. I'm gonna have to do some research on books that people say give you the same feeling as ACOTAR. I know there's people out there who talk about them, so that's my goal. Other things I'd like to accomplish in this vlog is today's Tuesday. Woo, new book release Tuesday. And I don't even know what books have come out today, but I would like to take a look at, I went to Barnes & Noble yesterday, so I don't really want to go there again. So I think I want to go look at the Target books. But I do have a bad habit of going to Target, looking at the books, seeing all the ones I want to buy, and then I go to Barnes & Noble and buy them from Barnes & Noble. Which, hey, I would rather buy them at Barnes & Noble where I have my membership and all that stuff, even though sometimes the books at Target can be a little bit cheaper, but whatever. And I want to clean off my desk. It is atrocious and covered in book things that I want to get rid of. I went through my special edition books and a bunch of like my book box items and they need to go, but I need to find a place to put them until they can go. Let me just show you. I'm going to show you the disaster that is my desk. Here is my travesty of a desk. It is just demolished right now. This is all my book stuff and my Starbucks cups. I was a collector for a hot second and yeah, I don't like them anymore and I don't use them because I'd rather just use a water bottle. And then I have like all my journaling stuff that's just like thrown back there. It's a mess in here right now. And it needs to be cleaned. So, that's another task. Clean the desk. Ha! Now that I just hauled my whole tripod around. And my hair is a mess. This, another theme of the vlog, mess. I'm just a hot mess. As Reagan from Prue's Project says, I'm freshly laundered. I think that's the cutest thing ever. I just showered, so yeah, I'm not a hairdryer person. So it's gonna be wet. I don't care. It is what it is. And we're moving on. At least I know that no one else probably cares, and it's just me internally that is bothered by it. But okay. I also want to go get a little drinky drink. I would love a iced matcha latte with oat milk and lavender. Basic girl matcha drink, but it's so good, and there's a coffee shop down the street that does like the best one. So I would love to do that. So I think that's like plan solidified. I need to find my ACOTAR love book. I need to find some books from Target. I want to get a little drinky drink, and I need to clean my desk. I know the desk thing is going to be like very bottom of the agenda because I really don't want to do it, and I don't know what to do with any of it. So let's just jump into it. It's, you know, still early, so I'm just going to read for a little bit, and that sounds nice, honestly. Just doing a little reading and relaxing on this sunny Monday morning. I'm like the Hunchback of Notre Dame right now. Okay, let's get into it. I'll see you with my book. Bye. Book update. Where's my book at? So I reached the 100-page point, and this has been so much easier for me to read compared to the last book I was reading. So I have been trucking through this, which I'm very happy about. So far, I really like it. It does give me ACOTAR vibes with like the dark-haired villain guy, and not that he kidnaps the girl, but like they go off together or whatever. And so I'm getting definitely some similar themage as ACOTAR, which I'm enjoying. But I love the guy because I have so much cat hair floating around. He is so like that villain type where he like plays into it. He's like, yeah, I'm a bad guy and I do all these horrible things, but like he like doesn't actually do that stuff, and he's just like feeding into the stereotype that the main character girl believes about him. But I like it so far. And 100 pages in, we've already had like a really good like fight scene, and I just love the girl. Her name's Elizabeth, and she is like very like one of those, she wants to fight too. Like it took me a second to like process what I was trying to say. She doesn't want to like just sit on the sidelines or hide. Like she is fierce and she wants to fight back, and she's not just gonna like cower and take it and stuff like that. So I really like that. I'm gonna keep going. I would be really happy if I could get halfway through this book today. I have assumptions that I'll probably get more than halfway through, so we shall see. And I still haven't got my drink. I should have got it while I went to Target, and I just, like, didn't think about it. So, I'm a little sad about that. Because now I feel like I'll never get one. Oh well. Okay. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm enjoying it so far. And, I don't know, looking at, Target was packed full of books. So, looking at all the books in the bookstore and the store and stuff like that just makes me very excited to read. So, now my cat's gonna probably join me because he won't leave me alone now. So, I'm gonna keep on chugging along. I just got back from Target. I saw a couple books I was interested in, but like I anticipated, I didn't get anything. Because I see them, and then I'm just going to go buy them from Barnes & Noble if I really want them. But it was nothing, like, new. I didn't look at any, like, new books or anything like that. My cat wants to join. I just looked at, like, some older books, and I always have to look at Throne of Glass, of course, because it's so beautiful, and I love the new covers. I know that they're a little not controversial. I always use that word. I know they're, like, mixed opinion, and some people like them and some people don't, but I do actually really like them, so I love looking at them. I'm checking in. It's my nightly update. Let's see, how far have I made it? 236 pages. I'm, like, whispering right now because it's nighttime. Even though it's bright outside still. It's only 8 p.m. It is bedtime for me. But here's my update. So, I don't think this gives me ACOTAR vibes, necessarily. Here's why. I am 200 and whatever pages in, and there's, like, very little romance so far. So I don't really know what I was expecting. I thought this was, like, more of a romance. There's definitely, like, a guy that they're insinuating as a love interest, but, like, is it? I have no idea because nothing's been happening. I'm, like, choking myself. And I will say, though, I do like it. I am enjoying it, and I think it's because the girl is so good. Elizabeth, my homie, I love her. She is just so, like, independent, and she's like, okay, you don't want to help me? Cool. I'm still gonna go do it, and I don't need anyone's help. I am gonna stand up for what I believe in, and I'm gonna do it on my own if I have to, which I love. And, like, you can tell who the love interest is, and there's, like, a third person. Not a love interest, but there's, like, I honestly consider it another main character. Like, a third character that is very prominent. And I love him. He is my favorite. I think that I honestly like him more than the love interest, because we, like, don't see the love interest, like, at all so far. I think, so there is, like, a novella for this. And I wonder if that's, like, more of, like, oh, you know, we kind of, for, like, 100 so pages, you didn't see the love interest at all, so we wrote you a novella for it. Yeah. But I really like it. I'm, like, really chugging along and enjoying this, and I just got, she is, I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but kind of not, but she is breaking into a library right now. That's all I'm gonna say. And it is getting pretty intense, and I love that, like, okay, the love interest won't help her, but, like, you know, the third person is his, we'll call him a friend, is his friend, and he's like, I'll come help you though. So he's kind of been assisting her, but at the same time, she's, like, kind of knows that, like, if she gets caught, it's on her. So I'm very intrigued to see what happens, and we haven't really had, I guess we've had a couple small conflicts, but I feel like we haven't had, like, a big, like, fight scene since the very beginning, So I'm hoping that that's what we're leading into. And honestly, I have no idea where this book is going. I think like some of it was predictable for me, and now I'm just kind of like, I don't know where this is gonna head next. But I'm gonna lay in bed for the rest of the night. I'm gonna try to read. I would love to get to at least page like 275, 300. So we'll see. I'm kind of like running out of reading stamina and wanting to do something else. And I have my crochet project next to me, so it's really enticing me to crochet a little bit. But I'm gonna keep reading, and I'll probably see you tomorrow because I know I'm just gonna like crash once I'm finished reading for the night. So I'll see you then. Good morning. I'm freshly cleansed. Again, we're starting off the day with wet hair. We're going 2 for 2 of me not blow drying my hair. But I do have a reading update. So I have made it to page 369. So I have definitely destroyed this book. I love it. How many times am I going to say I? But it's actually not giving me, I think I've already said this, it's not really giving me ACOTAR vibes, but I do like I love the main character, Elizabeth, and now, so like right after I had talked about there was like no romance and there's no romance going on, and I was like, I thought this was supposed to be like a fantasy romance. It finally started happening. So we got a little bit more romance action, which was satisfying. But I think I've decided that I do actually kind of like that it is not like, it's not like fully focusing on the romance. Like that is not the most important part to this. And that's like not the point of the story. It's not, okay, I need to do this to save my love or like to rescue the person I love or whatever. It's more so about like saving the greater good, and the love interest is now helping Elizabeth. So it's definitely, we're getting more teamwork into it. I am enjoying it. I think that okay, so I thought, so people have read this. I don't want to like spoil too much about it just in case anyone does want to read it. I kind of thought there was like this big climax and like all this stuff happened and someone gets hurt, and then I think that like for me I felt like, okay, we're winding down the story and now it's gonna like, we're getting a conclusion, but things are ramping back up again, so it's like a full nother thing is about to happen. So I'm very excited to see how it goes. Something really irritating just happened though. This book is definitely very big about like biases and kind of like bigotry and stuff like that. Like the librarians and the people in the library, the wardens and apprentices, hate people who do magic and they think that they're evil, and those are like the magistries or whatever, the sorcerers and all of them. So, but at the beginning, they like the library has a magister come in to the library for some reason. So like I'm kind of confused why like in this end part this library was like, nope, no magic person allowed in here. I hate magic people. But like it just seems a little disconnected. Like I feel like that wasn't explained very well. Like why did one let them in even though, you know, they didn't like them, but the other one's like, I'm not letting you in. Like it doesn't make sense. So that is quite interesting to me. It does feel a little bit like maybe a plot hole or something like that. So I'm going to keep reading. I want to finish this, and then I will 100%, there's a novella, and I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble and get it, of course, because though this has not given me ACOTAR vibes, it has brought me out of my reading slump, and I'm into it, and I want to keep reading, and I feel excited about reading these books, so I just want to keep that train rolling and read the novella, and hopefully it's also good. I know it's really tiny, so I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, so it should be quick. Quick read. I still have to clean my desk off. I haven't cleaned it off yet. That's like a work in progress that hasn't progressed or started. So I'm just going to pretend that's not happening and keep reading. So I'll check back in when hopefully I'm going to assume finish the book because I have like less than 100 pages left. So I'll see you when I finish the story. The time has come. I have to clean my desk, which I'm not excited about. I'm gonna grab headphones and I'm gonna listen. Maybe I'll listen to music. I think that might make this slightly more bearable. I'm like struggling internally, like desperately, that I don't want to do this. But we all have to do things we don't want to do sometimes, so I will be happier when it's done. So I guess I'm just gonna get into it. And I'm gonna get cleaning. Or organizing, whatever you want to call it. Okay, my desk is completely cleaned off. That might have been very chaotic, but this is what I'm working with. I wanted to get everything, I'm like chameleon. I wanted to get everything off because I hate the gray color of it, and I bought this, which is like fake wood contact paper. So this is either gonna look absolutely horrible and worse than what the gray looks like, or it's gonna actually look pretty good. So I'm hoping for the pretty good part. I just know that it's gonna be a train wreck for me to do it, which is gonna be really fun. So I'm gonna get into that, and hopefully it doesn't take me 10 hours. I would like to point out this stuff smells horrible, and I think there was probably a much easier way for me to do that, but I did half of it, so woo! I am so proud of this, and it actually turned out really good. I was really skeptical, and I thought that it was gonna look like crap, but it actually turned out way better than I thought. And most of the time when I do like projects like this, I'm really lazy. Sorry, it's like so dark. I'm really lazy and I kind of cut corners and stuff like that, which is something I don't enjoy about myself. But with this, I even like any little bubble that was left, I went through and I popped it with like a little needle, and then I like rubbed it with a cloth to get it. So every bubble that I could see or that I thought was worth me trying to pop, I popped. And I did all the little corners and everything. The back, don't ask me about the back because I was not trying to find my way back there to try to make it look nice, so I just kind of took my hand and folded it over and hoped for the best. So now I'm gonna reassemble my desk. I'm so excited about this. I was really like feeling lackluster about my desk and never wanted to sit here because I need to be in aesthetic space, and it looked so out of place in my library because everything is either white or natural wood. So this was just like this weird gray color. So I'm very happy that it's now wood. But the legs bother me now because they're black. But I'm gonna try to get over that. I kind of want to spray paint them. That's just like not something I want to do right now though. So I'm just gonna leave it and try to ignore the legs. And I'm gonna reassemble my desk in a nice, organized manner. She's all done, and she's so pretty. Also, please ignore this stock photo that I have in this photo frame. I've had this wall up for like a year, 2 years, and I've never replaced that stock photo. So I'll be on the hunt for a print for that photo frame, but I'm gonna give you a little look-sees at what I finished. I would love to get some more decorations. I'm just like so shaky right now, I apologize. I would love to get some more decorations, but that's totally for another day. I'm just happy that I have done what I wanted to do, which was clear off the desk, as well as do this final wrapping, which I'm so happy about. If anyone wants to try this, do it, because I am not good at DIY or like any of that stuff, and this turned out great, and it really wasn't that hard. I did it by myself, so I'm so happy with it. I did it. I finished. Oh, there goes my bookmark. I finished A Sorcery of Thorns. I actually finished it last night, but I was so tired that I couldn't film. Because after I did my desk, I was like, oh, I'm gonna read Sorcery of Thorns and I'm gonna finish it because I only have like less than 100 pages left. And then I started doing my crochet project and I got like hooked and I just couldn't stop. I couldn't put it down. So I just kept doing it, and then when it was like 9:30, I was like, okay, I should probably like chill out. And so I finished the book then. And here's my final thoughts, feelings. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I think that it was really fantastic and it pulled me out of my reading slump for sure. I loved the fact that it was very like main character driven. Like, it wasn't like anything she did, like, it didn't necessarily like rely on the love interest. It wasn't like fully romance centered. Like, it was more centered on her. And I thought when they were doing like that second, like where it was like, okay, there's gonna be another conflict, I was like, okay, well, I'm kind of like over all the conflicts. I thought that we'd finished and concluded the story and we were gonna get like some happiness now. But I loved that. I think that was my favorite part of the whole book. It was so beautifully written and like this, oh, it was so unique and I love, so this book is like really big about libraries, obviously, and I just love that setting, and the final like battle is in a library. So I think I really, really liked this one. The reason I don't want to give it like more than 4 is because I went into it thinking that it was going to like be more of like an ACOTAR romance type thing, and it is not. I think there's only like 2 scenes where they kiss, and that's it, which is totally fine with me. I actually kind of prefer that. I have to be like in a very specific mood to read like a nice steamy book, but with like just some nice romance, I'm happy about that, and most of the time I do actually prefer to read that. So I think that I really liked this, and I don't know how many times I'm going to say that I really liked it, but I did. So much so that I did go and get Mysteries of Thorn Manor, and I'm planning on reading this today. It's so tiny. So I could probably read this in like, oh yeah, maybe like an hour and a half. It's less than 200 pages, and these pages are like not normal sized pages. Like, this is a very small book. Like, I'll show you a comparison between the two. And it's so stinking cute. It is a hardback. So here is, yeah, this thing is tiny. The hardback is so cute. It has a cat stamped on it. And it's this like beautiful green and blue color. I love it. Look at that cat. It's so cute. And if you've read the book, you get the cat reference, so I'm hoping that means good things. So I'm gonna read that and see how it goes. I love novellas because I think that usually they're not like some intense thing is going on. It's like usually nice, easy, just like comforting read, I feel like, is what I usually get from novellas. They're not like high stakes or anything like that most of the time because they're so small. I don't know if there's going to be more books in this series because the first one's book 1 and then that's book 1.5. So I don't know if that means there's going to be more. I have no idea. I would not be opposed to reading more because I really love the characters. So if there's more, but I'm going to go read, yeah, the next one. Alright, I felt like I should give a little end of vlog recap on what went on. So, of course, the lovely, not upside down, Sorcery of Thorns. I still want to call it a Sorcery of Thorns, but that's not accurate because you won't find it if you put the in front. But I gave this, what did I even give it? I think I gave it a 4 stars, which I still stand by. I liked it. I thought it was cute, and I really loved the storytelling and the imagery. I just thought, like, I just really liked her style of writing, and this is Margaret Rogerson, and I will definitely be looking at more of her books. I know she does an Enchantment of Ravens, and that's a popular one. People have, I think it was circulating for a little bit, so this I very much enjoyed. But this, the star, I got Mysteries of Thorn Manor, and this was a masterpiece. It's tiny. I read it in one sitting, and this was so beautiful. I felt like I was in a Studio Ghibli movie. That's like literally the best way to explain it. Like, the house, just like, this is pretty much the manor. Thorn Manor is just like, has a mind of its own. It's doing all these crazy things, and I just love the aspects of inanimate objects, like having more personal touches. I know there's a word for that, I just can't think of it. But I love the like humanistic aspects that they're giving to inanimate objects. I thought that was just so cute and very Studio Ghibli. I loved this story. I just felt like it was so just cozy, and there was nothing really like stressful or crazy. There was nothing bad happening really. It was just like I don't know, just very heartwarming, and I really enjoyed it. I would read this a million times over. I don't think there's going to be another one. I think this is kind of it for it, but I would read more books on this. I think that the story is just amazing, and I love all the characters, so I'm sad that it's done. But this, 5 stars. Easy 5 stars. Amazing. Loved it. I wish it was even bigger so I could have more. But that is, I feel successfully removed from my reading slump. I am reading Yellowface by R.F. Kuang because it just came out. I actually got it like a couple days before the actual release date because it was out everywhere. I feel like that's been happening more commonly, like where the books have actually been like out on the shelves days before they're supposed to be. I don't know why that's a thing or why that's happening, but I guess it is. So I am reading that and we'll see. I'm into it so far, but it's definitely very different than, what I was doing here, which was reading fantasy. And now I'm going to like a lit fic, so it should be interesting to see my transition from that. But that's the end of the vlog. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!